Today I'll show you how we added $24,000 to a new client's Klaviyo revenue while saving them over $1,000 on their monthly Klaviyo plan within 30 days of working together, and how you can do the same. It will improve your deliverability, it will save on your Klaviyo plan, and it will make you more money straight away. But it's not sexy, it's list management. And most e-com brands ignore it completely or do a very bad job at it. But if you watch through this video, you will know exactly how to do it correctly for your brand. So to give some specific numbers, we were able to get over 18,000 extra unique opens with this strategy and over 2,000 extra clicks. And that's not just 2,000 total extra clicks, but that 2,000 unique profiles that didn't click our emails previously that are now clicking and actually engaging with our emails. So that's over 100% increase from when we started with them just in 30 days by following this system. And this is exactly what resulted in the additional $24,088 in additional revenue the first month of working together. So let's have a look at exactly how we actually did this. First, we want to get a good overview of the list. So what I do is I write down the total amount of active profiles and then set up these 7 segments right here. So we have received email at least once in the last 30 days. Received email is greater than 15 over all time and open email 0 times over all time. Received email is greater than 15 in the last 90 days and open email 0 times in the last 90 days. Received email is less than 5 over all time. Received email 0 times in the last 30 days. And lastly, received email 0 times over all time. So now looking at these segments, you will have a pretty good idea of who you are reaching out to, who are opening and engaging with your email, and who is not. I have some fictional numbers here just to make this more realistic that we can go through. So we can see in this case, we are paying for 67 active profiles in our Klaviyo plan. However, in the last 30 days, we have only emailed 64,000 of them. That means it is around 3,000 profiles that we haven't really emailed in the last 30 days. So the question is, why haven't we emailed them and what should we do about it? There might be a reason like they're inactive. There's a specific reason they're on subscription, like there's some segments that we don't want to email at the moment, and that's completely fine. But it also might be that you have just forgotten about them. You didn't really know they existed and you should start emailing them. So we will get back to that later on how we will locate who these 3,000 profiles are and how we can start re-engaging them. Or maybe if they're completely inactive, we want to suppress them. And again, we will go back to that. Looking at the next segment, we have received email is greater than 15 over all time and open email 0 times over all time. That means they are basically dead. It's no reason to keep emailing them. And there's 2 reasons why you shouldn't do that. Because you might think it might be worth keep emailing them in case they suddenly come back and they start buying from you. But I mean, if you have emailed them 15 times, they've gone through your welcome series most likely, they're never opened a single email, there's a very big chance that you're either landing in their spam folder or that they're just inactive. They don't want to hear from you. Or it also might be that it's an old address that I no longer use. And by keep emailing them, when you have to pay for having them in the Klaviyo account. But the second thing, the more you email people that doesn't engage with your emails, Gmail, Yahoo, and other email service providers see that people are not engaging with your emails. It might just be spam or marketing, but it might just be bad emails that people don't want to receive. And they will start sending you to the spam folder because they see that people are not engaging with your emails. So it's very important to not just keep emailing people that don't really open our emails, but be careful with who you are emailing and do these kind of list cleanings and be careful to do your list management to make sure that you don't destroy your deliverability with these kind of mistakes. So yeah, I would really just suppress these profiles and move on, really. It's possible to unsuppress them later, but for now, let's suppress them and save some money on our Klaviyo plan and save our domain reputation. Next is received email is greater than 15 in the last 90 days and opened email 0 times in the last 90 days. So that means maybe they were active. Maybe they purchased from us a year ago. They joined our newsletter a year ago. They opened some emails, but the last 90 days, so we have emailed them actively and they aren't opening anything. And that means, again, I think it's time to suppress them. So save even more on your Klaviyo plan and make sure that you keep your deliverability top notch and don't end up in the spam folder. Okay, so at this point, you should have cleaned your list pretty well, which is good. Maybe you have saved a few hundred or even a few thousand on your Klaviyo plan, which is great. Now over to the emails that we are not really sending to. So let's go through them. We have received email is less than 5 overall time. So that means we basically haven't emailed them. We're not sure why. Maybe they joined yesterday, maybe they joined last week and we haven't got the time. But if they have been in our list for maybe a year or so and they have received less than 5 emails, why is that? So again, back to the second segment, here we can see these are the profiles that we miss in the received email in the last 30 days. And again, why aren't we sending to them? It doesn't really matter why we're not sending to them. We want to start sending to them and try to re-engage them. And then if they don't engage with our emails, obviously we can suppress them down the line. And the last one, received emails 0 times overall time. Again, that's a big question mark. Why haven't they gone through like a welcome flow or something similar? Why are they not receiving campaigns from us? So for all of these 3 here, we want to try to re-engage them so we can start making more money from our Klaviyo profiles that we're already paying for. And this is where the additional 24,000 in revenue came from. It was profiles that we were paying from. We had them in our plan. They are not part of the completely dead segments right here. So there's still a reason to email them and try to re-engage them. The next step is to suppress the inactive profiles, which we have already gone through, and downgrade your Klaviyo plan and save some dollars on your monthly Klaviyo subscription. Then we want to start re-engaging unengaged profiles or profiles that we are not really emailing. But we want to be very, very careful when doing this so we don't damage our sender reputation and deliverability. And these steps are super, super important. So let's go through them. So here's the system I use to make sure we do this 100% correctly. So usually I aim for around 50% open rates and I never want to go below 40% in general. So if you usually send email campaigns to 100 people and 50 of them open on average, we have around 50% average open rate. In that case, I would add nothing more than 20 to 30 new profiles, because now even if none of the new profiles open the email, which is very unlikely by the way, we're still safe with around 40% open rate. So hopefully that makes sense. So just to give you an example, let's say we usually send to 100 people and 50 of them open, so we have around 50% open rate. Now we add 100 more people, which are the new people that aren't really engaging with our emails. Now we're sending to 200 people. Now, if none of those new profiles open our emails, it is still 50 people opening our emails from before. That means we are on a 25% open rate, which is much below the 40%, which is the minimum I want to go to. So hopefully that example makes sense. So after we start sending to these new people, we can see that probably some of those profiles are starting to opening our emails, which is great. And for the others, I like to give them a few more chances. But if you send them like 8 more emails with 0 engagement, that don't open, that don't click the emails, nothing, I would consider suppressing them to save on your plan, and it's also much better for deliverability. Then we can repeat the process and add another 20 to 40 new profiles depending on the engagement in the last email, and just repeat that process. And this is how you re-engage all profiles, suppress inactive ones, and reach more potential customers while saving cost on your Klaviyo plan. And a bonus tip when you are in this re-engagement process is to use plain text emails, which is something I will create a video about very, very soon. So if you want more actionable Klaviyo tips like this, subscribe to this channel, connect with me on LinkedIn if you'd like to, and I appreciate you watching through this video. Thank you.